Okay, welcome back here. This is Ray from explorerray.com, and by popular request I am going to give a little bit more notes on the magnificent Sigma 120, 150, 500, 600 sports, and in combination with my D810. I've been out shooting a little bit more with it, and but I just want to give you a little bit more like the setup feel of it. What do I say? For those of you who have seen my videos, you know that I am a really big fan of this camera, and it is actually a magnificent piece of kit, and I'm really impressed by the layout and design of it. I have done some I've given some instructions about like how I set up my gear. I've been talking about my low pro street and field kit and so on, but I just want to give you a little bit feeling about the ergonomics, the packaging of it. First off, if we just take it out the setup, the first thing you might will notice is that I have done two things with my camera, or three things with my camera itself. First of all, I use a battery grip. I talked about it before, but I always use battery grip. And on the battery grip, I have a mount for the Black Rapid R-strap, which I always use. That is one of the things. The second thing I've done on the lens itself is that on the tripod mount, I have mounted one of the large fastening plates for mounting it on a tripod. And some of you, one of you who are following me on my YouTube channel, they asked me, what kind of brand I was using. And because I have a variety of lenses that I use, I'm trying to stick with Benro. It's no particular reason. There are a lot of very good brands, but I stick with Benro because I get recommended that. So my tripods and my monopods, and both my tripod heads and my monopod head and my gimbal head, which I use for my 300 to 800, all of them are Benro. And the only reason is that then I can use the same plates for fastening them. So it's just a matter of standardization, you can say. As you can see, the lens itself is very well built. You can see they have changed the ordinary lens cap with more like a lens hood. If you look here, you can see you take it off like this. This is actually the same pattern and style they do on the Sigmaster, the 300 to 800. And then you have the sunshade, which you have to unscrew and then twist it onwards and you mount it on. It's actually fairly easy to mount it. You just have to, you kind of just attach it, you thread it into, and you mount it. I don't know if it doesn't matter all that much, but this isn't quite, by itself, it isn't quite long enough. But I saw one nature photographer giving a tip that if you're trying to aim with a long lens, as you can see, this is fairly long. They try to align this button here for fastening the the lamp, the shade, the sunshade, you try to align it with the hot shoe, which you probably won't be using for wildlife, so that you aim like if you're aiming a gun, you're like aiming it between, you're kind of aiming it between through the viewfinder, you're aiming it between the hot shoe and the knob for the sunshade. Maybe just a practical tip, but okay. So this is kind of how it looks like, and when it's not extended. If you look more closely to it, you'll see actually that you have a lock here. Now I have it locked because I have just taken it out of my closet. One thing, I don't know why Sigma has done that. I kind of don't care because I don't think it actually matters that much. But if you look here, you can actually kind of pull it out if you want to. The reason they have done this is that they want to avoid damaging it. But it's a really nice fit. It actually, even if it don't have the lock on, it works. But okay, if you see here, this is how it looks fully extended. It's quite deep. I would suggest it's about the width of me, so I'm a fairly big guy, so it's shoulder to shoulder with me, with the sunshade on. But this is how it looks. But what really impresses me with this lens is that it actually is very well balanced. I haven't tried taking it out for days on trips and hikes. I will be giving you more examples when I'm coming back from Australia in a month. But I think it's actually very well balanced, and I think actually it isn't that big a deal to actually hold it and fire a couple of shots if you want to. So that's a very nice little feature. I just lock it up again because I like it. It's easier to maintain. Okay, but now let's see another couple of features here. Another feature I like, because I haven't used it for that, but as every other large tele-zoom lens or prime lens, you have this screw here for loosening the tripod mount. And this actually, specifically if you're using like the gimbal head or something, it's actually very nice because it's really well adjusted. A nice feature here, I don't think you actually can hear it, is that when you're trying to line it up correctly again, it actually snaps into place. I don't think the microphone will actually catch that, but you actually have it, you have a little click it makes when it is as it should be. In addition, you also have a lot of different features. You have, first of all, you have the autofocus, which is where mostly times I will use it. You have the manual focus, and in between you have the MO. Like I mentioned before, I don't know what the MO stands for. I think it's called manual override, and I have actually chosen to stay there. The reason for the manual override is that, like I mentioned, if you are using manual, which are in some circumstances a very nice feature. Now I don't do that much movies. I use a specific camera for shooting movies like these. I'll probably bring a video out about that later. But when it comes to using movies, or using manual focus, I mean, the problem is often that if you have the need of changing to autofocus quickly, let's say you are wanting to shoot wildlife or something like that, you might, instead of like tinkering and trying to get it back to autofocus, you can just half press down the bottom, you just press it halfway down and you are back into autofocus. It's really fast, and I think actually that is a pretty good invention from Sigma. I don't know, I'm speaking out of lesser knowledge. I don't know if Canon or Nikon or other supplier of large lenses have this feature before, but I actually find it quite nice and useful. Another feature I can mention, I don't know if you have seen this, but this is the Sigma docking station, and the contemporary sports and art lenses, they actually have a possibility of being personally adjusted through the custom functions that you see down here in between. The problem, of course, is that I have the 120-300 and I have the 50mm for Canon, and this docking station of course only works for Canon. And now it costs about 50 bucks. I will probably buy one for Nikon too, since I have this lens and I have the 35mm art. It is I'm not quite sure what I shall mean about it, because I have to be quite honest, even if I have done what I have done on the 120-300 is the same thing I probably can do here, is that I have made one custom you have two custom functions. I made custom function number 1, which is for speed. I give a tiny bit higher speed than accuracy, and for custom function number 2 I give a higher accuracy than speed. So you can say it can be of a good feature in certain conditions. In most conditions I am not better than what Sigma and Canon or Nikon are doing itself, so it's a kind of taste, but it's nice to have the option. And of course, maybe the most important thing about this this docking station from Sigma is that when it will come firmware upgrades, you can do it yourself. I think that is a very nice thing. At this point in time, I have never been any associate or spokesperson for Sigma. I'm just a big fan, if anyone is wondering. This is my own gear. Okay. In addition, you have beneath the focus, the autofocus or manual override, you also have a standard issue full 2.5 meter to 10 meters or 10 meters to infinity choose for focusing. And you also have the optical stabilization if you want it on number 1, 2, or if you want to turn it off. This is kind of what is with this lens. I am, like you probably understand, I'm a big fan. I think it's really nice. I am really looking forward. In less than 3 weeks now I will be going to Australia, and I will be bringing this lens, and especially up north for the Great Barrier Reef and so on. I will hopefully get some pictures of wallabies and kangaroos and wombats and other animals I've never seen before. and I hope that this can actually make me get closer and make me take some really nice, especially animal shots back home. So that was just a little indoor taught and a little bit instruction about the features on the new Sigma150 600. If you like what I do, please check out my other videos. I've done a comparison of this towards the 120 300 and 300 to 800. You can also find other videos as I've seen. Please subscribe to my blog exploreray.com and leave me a message or a note if it's something that you are wondering about. So until next time, take care and have an excellent day. Goodbye.